I'm Magami the Balkan alchemist and you are warriors and sorcerers. I'm here with a very beautiful restaurant that was built under the Austro-Hungarian rule when they ruled the Balkans. And you can see that finally the Balkan energy managed to destroy the beautiful place. It was in the form of tax inspectors sealing this joint because probably big tax fraud was happening here in the middle of 140 square kilometer forest. Obviously, that's just the surface explanation. Obviously, the Balkan energy works on destroying any kind of system. You see, the tax people even forgot to close the windows, and I'm sure this has been closed for several years already. They forgot to close the windows so the elements could destroy the joint better. So yes, so hopefully this glass will break and snow will fall in and everything will collapse. Oh, but it's built pretty well, so we'll see. And you can see the grass is growing, the plants are growing on the roof. That's what happens in the Balkans. Systems get destroyed. We can use that energy constructively, since in the today's world the matrix energy, the matrix demons rule the whole world, especially the Western world. The best place to seek the destruction of that is from the ground, because the ground is below the matrix influence. And and me being an alchemist, being a warrior, I use what I have, and I have the Balkan energy. Yes, the Balkan energy, which can destroy any kind of system. Look at this. Look at this. It can destroy any kind of system. So if you feel this matrix matrix system that dominates the West, and of course the whole planet, but mainly the West, 100% the West, 99% in the other parts of the world. If you feel you are fed up with the matrix demons destroying your reality, sucking your health, sucking your money, destroying your friends, destroying relationships, then contact me. Contact me and let me channel that energy, let me amplify it, and soon your matrix problem will be gone, the same as this. Look at this, this is a sign. It says, people, please do not take this wood. Because even if this is in the middle of 144, I think, square kilometer forest and mountain range, people still come and carry this wood, even though it's inefficient. Because this is the Balkans. They are under the influence of the energy. They do inefficient things. They destroy systems. We can amplify that energy, and we can target the matrix demon in your life, and soon you'll be free to connect with yourself outside the matrix land and fly above the race. Contact me to throw wrench into the machine.
As we can see, the matrix will always want to destroy you. Like when you follow its rules, they tell you have to do this, you have to do that to get success. The metric system, it will give you a bit of success in the beginning, but sooner or later you will get destroyed. What caused me this? I was looking at the some random things, random videos on the Facebook, on another social media, and I have seen like one of my favorite actor, the martial arts, this kind of action martial arts movies, Jet Li. He was doing very well. He was doing great movies. Was great martial arts master. And now he's 55 and he's sick. He's very sick. He's like he looks like he will die soon. Yeah, so this is what it is. Also had this conversation with my flatmate. Yeah, so he drank a little bit, and we are talking about everything. And he started talking because we come from the same area, and there's the famous in this area there's a famous like a special military unit, like a special forces unit, like commando. And yeah, we are talking like it was typical like a guy's talk. And he said about these guys, these commandos, yeah, which get trained in this special force unit. He knows, because he lives nearby, he knows a lot of them. Yeah, and he said like a lot of these former these commandos, these special force soldiers, uh, they have a lot of problems now, health problems, because from parachute jumping, basically the body is suffering damage, especially spine and the knees, because where the parachute opens, basically your body gets stretched from the pressure. Yeah, it's a sudden pressure, so basically like someone pulls down your legs and pulls up your neck. So the spine gets spread. And this is another example how the Matrix destroy you, because a lot of movies, a lot of media, all these rumors, propaganda, they tell you, yeah, go to special forces, go to army, go to special forces, you'll be the real man, all the women will love you, and you will get the respect from everyone, you will be like a hero. Yeah, and after you do your training, basically you'll be crippled. You will be crippled, some of these guys for rest of their life. Yeah, against the social matrix programming, actually I approached Muslim woman walking. Unfortunately I couldn't record it because I was driving bike. Yeah, actually I asked her where can I buy Muslim clothes. She was about 50. She was actually very yeah, she was very nice, very polite and helpful. Started explaining me, you can do this, you can do that, you can go to Belgium. So I just say thank you, just said salam alaikum, and I've gone. Yeah, so this is it. I'm just fighting social programming because the elites just telling yeah, Muslims, Catholics, yeah, you have to fight against each other, this and that. And actually these people on the other side probably they are the same scared as we are, maybe even more. Yeah, we are the professors of all, opposite to what Matrix says. Matrix says master of everything, professor of none, but this is not true. Yeah, we can be professor of all. So according to this, I'm doing some activities now, some fun activities, driving my bike. Also we have a special path for walking, for running. Then we got some like a little wooden device which you can climb. So when you do sports, try all the different sports to stimulate the body in every different direction, to make your body think. Same what applies to learning, to learn as much things as you can. Try different things, especially when you are young. So when you pick up some hobby, do one thing, try a lot of things, and it's gonna affect your life also, with your social life, your dating life, your love life, because then you will become more interesting. We warriors, we are professors of all, so we know most of the things, we know better than the average person. So never ask anyone, any average person, serve about the advice. As for example, what happened to me last time, my bike broke. Basically, the frame just broke in half. The seat just fell off. Yeah, I took it to the workshop, and they said no, it cannot be done. Is not safe. This and that. But then I started thinking how to fix it, and I come out with the idea, which is much better than even the mechanics do, and now I'm trying to do that. So the point is, never ask about the advice these zombified average people, because they think their solutions might be good, but from their perspective, and because there are a lot of they have a lot of parasites, they are dumped down. Basically, they had this kind of mental fog, like a hypnosis, which I had a few months before I tried the Magami protocol. Now my mind is clear, is strong. I come up with good ideas. My creativity increased. So that's it. As you are professor of all, sometimes you might be better in finances than the professional banker. You might be better in mechanics than professional mechanic. You might be better with law, with knowing regulations than the lawyer. So basically, stop worshipping these so-called experts. Just clear your body, clear your mind from the parasites, and be the expert yourself. This is another ritual, destroying this t-shirt, which is old, few years old, carrying a lot memories, a lot negative memories, negative energies. So let's do it. Yeah, one cut. Yeah, as you see, now is the proper cut. Yeah, so also cutting the ties with the past. Yeah. Yeah, it's cut in half. Let's do another cut so no one can use it anymore. Burning my old t-shirts. So the second part of the ritual. And yes, another tentacle is cut from the matrix.
The substance of bringing eternity is important, and I did the fire experiment. So I did the fire experiment. I did not make a fire in a big jar. I took only 4 spoons of ghee. After 1.5 hours, already 40% of the ghee was gone because it was a little bit of ghee, okay? But
Hmm.
but I imagine that is not a good way. I imagine it is much better to have a big bowl of ghee because the energy accumulates, the eternity energy. Because if you boil 10% of the ghee in 1 hour, and if you boil 100% of the ghee in 10 hours, I believe that 10 hours has a much better effect because the flame is longer there. What do you
Yeah.
say? What do you say?
Yeah, the more oil you got, the better. Also, oil has a tendency to store, like we've known, these energies. In fact, they brag about it so much.
So the more oil will bring about more power per unit of weight. Is that so?
Not more power, just have a better, a more amount of it. It's gonna be the same strength. You're not increasing the strength because it'll be like you'll use up a small amount. Remember, this stuff where you use up once it become in contact. So obviously, if you have more, you have more surface it can contact. Can you take one drop of oil and spread it through your whole body? But if you have a jar, you can. Doesn't mean that that oil is stronger. That drop is different than the jar, is it? No. Difference is you have more to cover, which will give you. Yeah, what you can do is you can put a couple of weights in the jar. So as you get less, if it's a thin glass, it won't float. You can get the Jewish one.
But they do not advertise as a healthy. They just say Jewish wicks. They do not advertise as a food grade wicks.
Oh no, no, don't worry about it being food grade. Don't worry about it being food grade. All of this is wax and cotton. It has to be kosher. In other words, if you light it in a house, it cannot cause toxic fumes. No, you can't have anything that's not kosher with them, which means that if you light it in a house, it can't be made out of anything toxic. Obviously, because you're lighting it in a house with kids and all that. You just happen to be talking to someone that's fluent in Hebrew.
What if we were to replace the fire with a crystal spark that would cause the fire?
They stopped talking about it completely ever since. And he stopped talking about it. He used to get 2 carbon rods, which I tried to buy some carbon rods from China, and they got so hyped up the rods because I had to go through Alibaba instead of AliExpress, and so I had to buy in bulk. And I got lost in the connections with them because they're so fucking idiot in the English language. I never got around to perfecting the actual ones that I need with them, which they do have a mass amount of them. These carbon rods were used, he would arc them at high voltage, which the spark gap between them, he would energize material that he would collect, which is the philosopher's stone he was collecting. And he would arc it and it would disappear. Couldn't figure out why. He would energize it with these rods. These rods and change the voltages and all that, but he wind up figuring out that he was creating new elements with it. It's a way of transferring his energy. The rods were able to transfer a massive amount of energy through the high voltage. Because of the white light, you can use it to use the control circuits, but the actual energizing component has to be high voltage now due to the white light of the sun. The radiant energy that it's creating nullifies anything that's not Hertzian.
Steve, I gotta go with.
So when our body runs on these non-Hertzian energies, which you want to store in these materials, so you can create a system where it'll arc.
You have seen how a warrior that is just starting, he must be invisible, he must be modest, and he must not be noticed by the demons, by the Matrix agents. That is why I have deleted his face from the video. That is why there is only his voice and some of his actions. And he only burns one t-shirt modestly. He does not make a big show out of it. That is what you must do. The big illusion the Matrix control system teaches you when you have certain kind of important insight or important truth. You feel guilty if you don't run to your family, if you don't run to your old friends, if you don't run to your parents, and if you don't try to help them. That is the biggest mistake you can make in your life, because the tentacles are in them. The enemy is in them. They will suck you dry when you try to do it. They will deplete your energy and you can feel enthusiasm disappearing. Remember how many times you had a great idea to change your health, to change your business. Remember how many times you enthusiastically told it to the people that actually want to stay in the Matrix bondage, but they are not maybe aware of it. You could feel their reaction. They were like a stone. They never believed that you could do your goal. They never could accept that because they like the old you, the loser you. I call it the serf you. And they don't want that you change, because if you change, then they have to change. And it is much easier for them to depress you than for them to fuel their own ascension. I hope you're fed up with all these Matrix problems in your life. You are ready to throw the wrench into the Matrix machine. Contact me now.